Hello, my name is Greg Medore, and I am with the Oily Crafter. Today we will be talking about a topic that several people have asked me about, and that is using and configuring Winlink on your AnyTone578 UV3 Pro or Plus. So some of the key features of this, key components that you need, obviously you need the radio, the AnyTone578, UV3 Pro or Plus, either one will work for this scenario. You will also need obviously a power supply and an antenna to go with it. So one of the key components here that we have here is we are using a Digirig mobile. In addition to that Digirig mobile, we have two different sets of cables. We have one cable here, and this one cable right here is the audio only cable. It has an RJ45 jack right here, and then it has the audio jack that plugs into the Digirig. Then we have this cable here. This is again an RJ45 that plugs into the microphone jack on the radio. And then we have the two plugs here on this end. The green one is for serial cat control. The black one is for audio. So with that, let's go over here to the screen and we'll show you here. Here's a Digirig mobile, about $49.97. Here is the Digirig. This is the one that has cat control on it. This particular cable, there's also the other option, coiled without cat control. That's the other two options there. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So what we want to do is we're going to take the Digirig and we're going to plug it into a USB port. Now, let's bring up the device manager here, and we'll show you what happens when we plug the thing in. Notice that we have a COM port that showed up here. It's very important to make note of this COM port, COM3. So, just to let you know, we are going to go ahead and make note of that. So with that said, let's come over here to, now we're going to come to sound settings. And you'll notice we have a Digirig 2. Now when it comes in, it will be labeled as USB PNP sound device. And basically what I did was I came in here and I did a rename right here, and you can name this whatever you want. My suggestion is use Digirig something so you know what the heck it is. And you'll have that on both the output settings, and you'll also have that on the input settings. And again, you can change that right here. You can rename it. I renamed it to Digirig 2. All right. So the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to come in here into settings, sound settings. Hang on just one second. And we are going to do more sound settings right here. Let's pull this over here and take a look at it. So right here under Digirig, we're going to go to properties. We're going to go to levels. And this is what I have set up initially to start with. Enhancements, you want to disable all enhancements. Under advanced, we're good there. And under spatial sound, turn that off. Under recording, Digirig, we're going to go to properties right here, and we're going to listen. Here are the settings that we need here. Turn off AGC levels. I turned that on. I set that up to about 50. Okay. Now we can fine tune this more later as we get into the configuration. All right. So with that said, what we're going to do now is we've got the Digirig connected up, and let's start with the audio only cable. So again, the audio only cable, RJ45, and the tip ring sleeve configuration. So we're going to plug here on the end, they're labeled audio and serial. You're going to plug the black one, audio only, into that audio jack. And then we are going to, let me show you right here. we are going to plug that into the microphone jack. Okay? So now there are some settings that you need to change on your radio. Okay, first setting here we're going to check on is we are going to do menu, settings. Sorry if my arm's in your way here. We're going to go to radio set, other function. I'm going to come down here to analog squelch. I set it to 1. Some people have said you need 0, but if you happen to live in a noisy area, your noise floor is kind of high, you probably want to set that to analog squelch level of 1. I've had some really good success with that setting. All right, so the next setting, come down here again to settings, okay, and we're going to go to radio set again. We're going to voice function, and we are going to go to number 7, which is speaker mode. Now, if you want to hear this on your radio as well as on the computer, set it to both. That's what the default is. In this case, I'm going to set it on mic speak. That will let you hear it. You won't hear it as it's transmitting. Now, for the purpose of this video, though, I think I'm going to set it back so you can actually hear it communicating. Okay. Now, this is with the audio only cable, this next setting. So you need to go to menu, go to settings, go to radio set, go to other function, and then we're going to go up to hand type, and we're going to do volt detect. Now again, this setting is only used for the no cat control. You're using the COM port. Now I will tell you is you have to remember to change that setting back so that when you try to plug your microphone back in, it'll actually work. Because if you don't change that setting, then guess what? That's what's going to happen. All right, so let's minimize that, and we're going to bring up Winlink right here. All right, now I encourage everyone to get a licensed copy. If you don't get a licensed copy, what will happen is you will be speed limited on your session. So we've got VARA FM Winlink, and we're going to say open session right here. And you notice it actually keyed up the radio there. And it shouldn't stay keyed like that. No, I know why. Push to talk. We need COM port here, COM 3. Hit close. That's why. So you see that setting right there? Push to talk, COM 3. This again is with the audio only cable, not the cat cable. COM 3. That's on your push to talk. VARA setup. I'm going to use a good friend of mine, Jeff Scoville, at Alpha Echo 5, Mike Echo, his Winlink gateway. I'm going to use that for the purposes of the testing today. So the other thing we're going to do here is on the sound card, make sure your device input, device output is set to Digirig 2. That's the audio interface that you picked earlier. Okay, we're going to do auto tune right here. We're going to say calibrate with AE5ME, and we're going to hit the push to talk and test it here. Now you notice the signal to noise ratio is yellow, not green, but it is approved. So we are going to go ahead and hit close right here, and then we're going to close this window as well. We're going to come in here and we're going to do a new message, and we're going to say AE5ME testing Winlink on AnyTone 578 UV3. In this case, it's a Pro, not a Plus. I'm doing a YouTube video for our oily crafter YouTube channel. Okay, now I'm going to hit post to outbox, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll minimize this, and I'm going to come right back over here, and I'm going to say start. And again, those beeps there that you're hearing, regarding the beeps, you would not be hearing that tone if I had set the speaker to mic only. Okay, so that session there, that session is done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change these settings, and I'm going to change this back to well, actually, I'm going to leave it right there. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that cable. And now we're going to show you, oops, not that one. I unplugged the wrong end. We are going to show you the one with cat control in it. So cat control, it's important that you get these plugs in here correctly. You have one labeled audio. Make sure the black cable is plugged into the audio, and the green cable, make sure that that's plugged into the serial port there. This is on the Digirig. Okay, so we got that plugged in. Now we're going to take the RJ45 and we're going to plug that back into the microphone port on the AnyTone578. All right, so now in this particular case, what we can do is we'll put we don't want to change this just yet because we need to go back into the radio itself, and we need to, on the radio, we need to go back to menu, settings, radio set, other function, hand type, change that back to UART. Okay, again, it has to be in the UART setting for regular microphone functionality. Okay. Now, with regard to the other setting here, so setting, again, we left the speaker, radio set, voice function, down to 7. Keep in mind that these menu options may be different depending on the level of firmware, etc., that you have loaded in your radio. Leave this on both. Again, that enables the speaker on both the microphone as well as the radio itself. All right. And then last but not least, we have the, let's see here. So they're under menu settings. It's under radio set and then other function. And should be right down here to analog squelch level. Leave that as 1. So no need to change that. All right. So now let's come back in here and we're going to change this push to talk. We're going to put it on cat. Notice I have COM3 AnyTone, and this model doesn't exactly fit, but that's the high level model, ATD578 UV, and the baud rate and RTS seems to work fine for me. All right, so now let's do this, and we're going to come in here into, okay, we've got the PTT set, so let's come in here to sound card, and let's do another auto tune. Okay. Let's close it down and see what happens, because it appears as though it's not happy with me right now. Open Winlink session. Push to talk is cat. COM3. Let me double check the device settings. Device manager. It is COM3. I'm going to hit close here. Sound card. Let's try AutoTune again. So moral of the story here is if you change your settings like that, it's always best to close out Winlink and then relaunch Winlink. So here we're approved. Again, notice signal to noise ratio is down a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to hit close. We're going to do another AnyTone578 AnyTone 578 Winlink test number 2. This is a test of the AnyTone 578 using Digirig and the cat control cable. This is for a video for the Oily Crafter YouTube channel. Thank you for your work with ham radio. Thank you for all you do for ham radio. Okay, then we're going to hit post outbox. Okay, we're going to minimize this, and then we're going to hit start. Alrighty, so there you see we have it. We have a successful test of the AnyTone 578 UV3 Pro using the Digirig sound interface back to the computer. We have used both the audio only cable and the cat control cable, and we have documented the settings that you need in order to be able to set up and configure your radio to work with this. The only downside I see with it is obviously you have to remove the microphone. So you cannot do microphone, so voice, as well as digital, and doing Winlink at the same time. But if that's your only radio, guess what? It works fine and it doesn't have any issues whatsoever. So I just wanted to share this with you. I've had several people ask me about that and what they can do to use and configure their AnyTone radio to perform the Winlink function. I would like to thank you for watching our video today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If so, please like and subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to answering any questions that you may have. If so, just post them down here in the comments, and we'll do our best to get back to you just as quickly as possible. Again, my name is Greg Medore, Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor, and I'm with the Oily Crafter. Thank you so much for watching today.